Land flipping explained in under 3 minutes. So land flipping in a nutshell, what I teach is focusing on targeting markets that are 1 to 3 counties removed from a highly populated area. Now, what a highly populated area is, think of Atlanta, Georgia, for example, and go 1 to 3 counties removed from there. Normally, the population density, we want anywhere to be from 50 to around 400 people per square mile, depending on your acquisition strategy. So what we want to look at once we find out the population density and we're still relatively close to a highly populated area, we want to understand what the actual demand looks like. So we could easily take a look at Zillow, and let's say we're filtering 2 to 20 acres because we like focusing on 2 acres and above within this business model. You can go slightly below that if you like. That's transitioning into a little bit different of the infill lot type of business model, and we'll get into that in a later episode. But we're focusing on, let's say, 2 to 20 acres for this example. And we want to go to Zillow, and we're going to key in that county, put those filters in. Now I'm going to be focusing on the last year, how much is listed for sale and how much is sold. That's going to be giving me a pretty good understanding of what the demand looks like. Now I want to understand what it looks like from 6 months ago. Now the last 90 days, what does it look like with how much is listed for sale and how much is sold? I normally want to see more sold than for sale. A lot more for sale, for example, can let me know that the market is oversaturated. I probably don't want to do deals in that area because my property is just going to be sitting. So again, we want to see more things flying off the shelf than what's actually listed for sale. Now, what we want to understand is the price points. Is it a very expensive area, seeing like a 5-acre parcel selling for 200, 300 grand on average? Probably don't want to focus on an area like that because it's going to be a little bit harder for me to find capital. But if you're doing a high ticket double close, which will be for another episode, then that can be a good area to target based off the offers that you're presenting. But normally we're going to want to be a little bit under $200,000 of an average sales price for a 5-acre parcel. Ideally 100 to 150 I think is a fine range, but anything below that still works as well. So again, we want to understand the price points and then also how fast are properties moving as well. We want to take a look at the average speed when it comes to the days on market. So you could easily just take a look at the sold comps within that county or a little subset like a zip code or little pockets within that county if you're focusing on just a specific location. Then take a look at the speed. When was it listed for sale? When did it go under contract? And when did it sell? And then that's going to give you a good understanding when you get something under contract, you should expect similar results based off the data that you see. Almost common sense in a way when it comes to that. Now, what we do at this point is we find good markets, we pull the property records from a data provider, then we send out offers. We're going to be finding engagement through text messaging, cold calling, or direct mail marketing, or all three. There's tons of different ways to do your marketing or your outreach. Once we find people that are interested, then we send them an offer, get it under contract, we work with an investor, or we buy it with our own funds. Normally buying anywhere from 50 to 75% of perceived market value, depending on your acquisition strategy. Then you purchase it, list it for sale, find the end buyer, do a quick flip. Ideally, you want to sell it within 90 days or less to get that capital back to redeploy. Now that's land flipping in a nutshell. I'm curious to see if I made it under 3 minutes, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.